guys, Gold Pony here today in the 2018 BMW M550i, courtesy of Apple BMW in York, PA. This is going to be a fun one. And so to start with pricing, the M550i will start at $73,400. Powering the beast is going to be a 4.4-liter twin-power turbo V8, putting out 456 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 480 pound-feet of torque available at 1,800 RPM. Power is going to be sent to all four wheels through BMW's xDrive all-wheel drive system through an 8-speed sport automatic with paddle shifters, which we will be testing out in a little bit, of course. And if you were looking for a 0 to 60 time, BMW actually puts it at 3.9 seconds, and that is pretty intense for a sedan of this size. But then to go along with that, MPG numbers are going to come in at 16 in the city, 25 on the highway, with an auto start-stop system. So at the red light back there, the 550i did shut off for me, helping me save a couple MPGs there, which is always nice. And just to the left of the shifter, there are a couple different driving modes you have to select from as well, including Eco, Pro, Comfort, and Sport. And so what those are going to do is adjust things like the throttle response, the shift points, the steering sensitivity, and I did just put it in Sport mode right there. Not only did I notice the gauges also change as well, but the M550i did immediately downshift for me, holding the RPMs at a much higher level, giving you more power on demand, of course, which is always a good thing. But so now I think it is time. Let's test out the paddle shifters. And by the way, to put this one in full manual shift mode, you're going to want to push the shifter all the way to the back and to the left. That is going to allow you full control, and this one is not going to shift for you. So here it is. Let's test out the paddle shifters. These things react insanely quick, and my goodness, did that feel like 0 to 60 in 3.9. This thing is a ridiculously quick large sedan. You wouldn't even think sedans this size could be that quick, but this one most definitely is. So insane acceleration and insanely quick paddle shifters as well. Very impressed. But so to go along with that insane acceleration is M Sport brakes as well, and the braking feel is quite nice in this one. Definitely doesn't take too much effort to come to a nice stop. And to go along with that, there is also an adaptive M suspension with electronically controlled dampers. And I can tell you, by changing the driving mode like I previously mentioned, you can definitely notice the change in the steering feel. For example, the Sport mode is definitely a much heavier steering feel, instantly points you in the direction that you want to go. So that is the mode I'm going to want to leave it in because I am a huge fan there. But I will say, on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you were looking for a smooth ride, it's the BMW, so you do get a very smooth ride as well. So really giving you the best of both worlds. And then when it comes to visibility, I can see perfectly fine out the back, so you are definitely not going to have any issues there either. But also to go along with that visibility, I will also mention I have a heads-up display displayed onto my windshield here, which is not only telling me the speed limit of any given road, but how fast I am currently going to help me not speed in this car, which is very easy in this thing. And I will say, when you adjust the driving mode, along with changing up the gauge color, it is going to adjust that heads-up display color as well. So I think that's a pretty cool little feature there too. And so enough with the driving dynamics though, you guys. Let's check out the exterior of the 2018 M550i. And so to start, up front there is that active kidney grille. Definitely looks good. Looking down a little bit, there are air curtains with an air breather system integrated into that front bumper for better airflow, of course. When it comes to the lighting, there is iron adaptive full LED headlights with automatic high beams, meaning if you have your high beam set and there is a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, the M550i is going to detect that, automatically switch back to low beams for you, helping not blind the person coming in the opposite direction there. But also with those headlights, there are LED daytime running lights up there as well. And then make our way to the side, there is Shadowline exterior trim, also power folded heated side mirrors. And when it comes to the wheel setup, there is a double spoke light alloy wheel design, sizing up at 19 by 8 inches in the front, 19 by 9 inches in the back, with rear run flat performance tires. Then make our way to the back of this one, there is a rear spoiler back there with the rear M badging. Definitely looks good. And just below it all, a sport exhaust system with black chrome tips. So as always, you guys, you know what's coming next. Here is that exhaust clip. now since we are around back, once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 18.7 cubic feet. And if you needed additional space, those rear seats do fold down for a ton of added room there. Then make your way to the back seats. Rear legroom is going to come in at 36.5 inches. So for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there. And of course, there is a rear center armrest with cup holders for those rear passengers, as well as rear ventilation back there too. But now make your way to the front seats. There are 20-way power adjustable multi-contour front seats with memory settings. And the interior finish you are looking at right now is labeled Mocha, which refers to the color, of course. And this finish actually is an additional $1,000 option, which comes with the custom stitching that you're looking at as well. But definitely a very nice seating setup and definitely comfortable as well. I will say they are very comfortable seats to ride in. But then looking forward, there is a 3-spoke leather-wrapped M Sport steering wheel with some of the thickest grips I've ever experienced. Fit my hands at least perfectly, so I am loving the thick grips on this one. Definitely feels more high-end, and BMW always does very well with their steering wheels, I will say. And of course, it is power, tilt, and telescoping, so that's there for you as well. And so, but then when it comes to the startup, let me first start by showing you guys the key here, and you have your M design on the side of it as well, so that's definitely nice. But you do have lock, unlock, and that button to pop the rear hatch. And by the way, the BMW symbol in the middle there, that's going to be your lock button. But anyways, it is all keyless entry, so simply put your foot on the brake and press that engine start button. And so, but once started up, the majority of these gauges are a digital setup, so definitely nice looking up there. All the way to the left is going to be your fuel gauge, to the right your engine temperatures, and speedometer is going to be towards the left, tachometer on your right, and of course you have the M550 designation between it all. So overall, gauges look very impressive up there. And so, but then when it comes to overall interior quality, let me first start by saying there are plenty of wood trim finishes available, all different kinds of wood: ridgewood, burl walnut, cove matte wood, poplar wood, plum brown wood trim. There's tons of them, so you could really personalize this M550i to make it your own if you wanted to. So that is definitely nice as well. There is an anthracite headliner, a Sensitech dashboard as well up top there, and also standard is a power glass moonroof with a power sunshade as well, letting in so much more light for videos like this, so I'm appreciative for that reason. And so overall, between the leather and the wood finishes and the ambient lighting, I forgot to mention that almost, and this is actually going to tie me into the tech a little bit, but when you go to that interior lighting setup, you have plenty of different interior color choices, including bronze, orange, white, blue, and green, which is the one I have it set on right now. Definitely liking that. Also a lilac or purplish kind of color. And there's two-tone colors as well. You can display a white and blue setup or a white and orange setup. There's basically tons of different options there for you. So that actually is going to lead me into the tech, because this one does come with a 10.2-inch high-resolution touchscreen display as well, actually. And you do have the controls just to the right of the shifter as well, but this is also a touchscreen display now, so thank you, BMW. And one of the things you can view up there, again, is the ambient lighting. You can adjust that through that screen, but you do have a BMW navigation system with real-time traffic information up there as well, along with Bluetooth and audio streaming. You can check out the weather forecast courtesy of the Weather Channel, also your average MPGs at any given time, and of course your radio settings as expected. And by the way, since I mentioned it, when it comes to the sound system, this one does come standard with a Harman Kardon surround sound system with 600 watts, 16 speakers, including 7 tweeters, 7 mid-range speakers, and 2 subwoofers, so you guys know what's coming next. Let's turn on the radio, turn up your speakers, and let's test out the clarity of this one. Holy cow, that was awesome. I know it wasn't the type of music I typically play, but you could feel the bass. Although there wasn't much bass in that song, you could still feel it crystal clear too. Very impressed with that sound system, and definitely fitting for the M550i as well. But the last thing I do want to mention to you guys is when you do put this one in reverse, there is a reverse camera, of course, letting you know who or what is behind you, so you don't go running anything or anyone over, which is always is going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there are front, side, and side curtain airbags. In the back, there is latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children. Also in the back, rear child door locks, and there are some package options when it comes to safety available as well, including a driver assistance package for $1,700. It is going to give you active driving assist, which is where the car basically is going to parallel park for you. So if you need to take your driver's test, that's going to be an option you want. Also with that one is a heads-up display, as I had previously mentioned to you guys. And then there is the driver assistance plus package, again another $1,700 there. That is going to give you blind spot detection, daytime pedestrian detection, forward collision warning. and lane departure warning with rear cross traffic alert. And so, but that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Stay gold.
There goes a sight from my soul.